Big shout out to Bean Working Espresso down in Skyring Terrace, Newstead.
Best coffee in the game.
Best absolute coffee in the game. Hooking the Platform podcast and any listeners up with a 10% discount.
Shout out.
Shout out to Yolanda.
Yolanda.
That was a mouthful.
Their coffee's real fucking good. Get
Best coffee in the game, by far. Just opened up Skyring Terrace. You can order ahead and mention the Platform podcast for a 10% discount. This is the Platform podcast with B-Bad and Brandon. I don't really rate tuna.
Oh, I fucking hate tuna.
Tuna
reminds me of misery.
Yeah, tuna's
Tuna is misery.
I just remember it just reminds me of when I was in uni and broke as fuck. That's all tuna reminds me of.
Just being sad and hungry.
My missus eats it like every day for lunch and fucking smells the whole fucking house out. Like, you're fucking disgusting. Take it outside.
Eat outside in the chair.
Yeah.
Oh, she fucking puts it in like a fucking rice and veggies and then she heats it up.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, that's the fucking...
I hope you're recording. This is podcast content because if you heat up tuna, please stop listening. You shouldn't. Actually, no, keep listening. But
don't do it.
Always listen.
Yeah, always listen.
We need you.
But just
listen, but don't apply.
Just don't heat your tuna up. That's just...
Outside microwave.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not okay.
Just don't eat tuna.
That's also really good.
That's for cats.
That helps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how, cats really eat a lot of tuna and we still consume it. I don't know, but I've always made that kind of comparison, like, this is weird.
Not for me.
Not for us.
No.
Not a fan.
Anyways, welcome to the Platform podcast.
Woo-hoo.
We are back, and we have a special guest here today, Joey Cantlin. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Joey.
No worries. Now, before we get into it, we have a big question to kick us off.
Biggest question. Bigger than tuna.
I would hope so.
Fuck, tuna's we will come back to the...
21 words. Tell me how you feel about tuna.
20. I need more than 21.
No, Joey. 21 words. Who you are and what you do, sir.
Oh, 21.
He counts them.
I only get 21.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
You're maxed out
That's
after
actually
that.
the whole
After that, you
podcast.
can't talk for the rest of the
It's just-
podcast.
And then it's over after
Yeah.
that.
Oh, no, we keep talking. You just sit there.
Hey, I'm cool with that. 21 words. Subway enthusiast, as you know.
That's two more words, yeah.
Is that 5?
Yep.
Oh, no.
7?
Passionate about making people look really, really good with minimal clothing.
You got 3 words left. Two
2
words.
words left.
Pokemon nerd.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to come... how's he going to land this plane?
Yeah, well, I got there.
You did?
Stuck the landing, but I got there.
I was like, oh, he could go so many places with this.
As a
3 words was too difficult. 2 was so much easier. I fucked up. I should have added in another really.
I was really going to...
Because I contemplated only putting 1, but...
can go more.
More is always more.
Yeah, more is always more.
Fair.
Subway enthusiast.
Yes.
What's your go-to sub? Do you always get cookies?
Go-to sub is a foot-long steak.
Ooh.
Always add bacon.
Yeah, of
Obviously,
course.
you add the cheese.
Yeah, that's a
Lettuce
good
and tomato.
Which cheese?
Just regular cheddar.
Yeah, nice.
No need to confuse it.
Yep.
I'm not here to flex on anyone.
Johnny's
It's just-
a real sandwich enthusiast, so he's loving this.
I
and
love Subway. It's the best.
Joey and I often talk about how Subway is the most underrated fast food.
Big
It's
time.
incredible.
Big
It's
time.
it's a really good sandwich.
Yeah.
You putting salad in that thing?
Lettuce and tomato only.
That's enough.
Yeah,
and
that's
then you
more
put it
than
in the
enough.
griller thing?
No, not toasted.
No,
Fresh.
not toasted.
Not toasted.
I'm a big
okay.
fan of the fresh sub
Yeah.
because it always that's their slogan: Subway, eat fresh.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old cut?
The what?
The old cut? The old
Nah.
style cut?
Nah.
How old are you?
27.
Nah.
I had to think about that. That's bad.
You don't remember it. They used to cut them in the middle. Like a
What?
proper old school. Yeah, dude. You're on these new school stubs where they
What do
cut
you-
them down the side. A proper sub where they'd cut out the triangle on the
Damn.
top and then they put the triangle on the side and then as they moved it down the line to fill it up, they'd fill it up and then they'd put the lid back in on top.
What a time to be alive.
Fuck, that was glorious. I remember when they switched over
Yeah.
to the cut.
would've
That would have been
Absolutely.
hard for you.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But you used to still be able to request it.
Yeah,
But
right.
once people who stopped working there in the era of the old cut,
Yeah.
they just looked at you like
The
you're a
old
donut.
cut. Okay, yeah, I wasn't around for that era.
Fuck.
It was mate, it was a good time.
And yes, always get cookies.
Yeah, fucking good.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
good
like
are they
a
cookies,
sandwich on its own is way too healthy for me.
Yeah, good.
So like, I need to offset that shit with some
But
sugar and some
Why
fat.
are their cookies so good?
I don't know. They must put like something in there.
There's
Like,
crack in that cookie.
I was about to say there's got to be crack in there.
Yeah. Anyways, I knew we were going to talk about Subway at some point during this podcast.
We got that out of the way.
Are
quickly.
you a daily guy? You were hitting that daily?
Oh, most days,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey's made me feel good. So Joey coaches out of Valhalla, for those who don't know, with myself, and I'm glad he's joined me because he makes me feel better about my Uber Eats addiction.
Yeah, that's so bad.
It's actually a lot worse than mine.
If Uber Eats didn't exist, like I would legitimately save so much money.
yeah,
Like outrageous. Yeah. I don't even want to look at my total bill. Like, don't even want
But
to.
you're satisfied and happy
Yes.
and well
yes,
nourished.
correct. I'm a man of convenience.
Yeah.
And Uber Eats is very convenient.
Well, it's an investment.
So it is. It really it is. The way I see it is like it's going to take me X amount of minutes to make a meal that I could be spending time working. Time is money.
Time is
I'm
money.
making money when I order Uber Eats.
You are.
See, if I adopted that mentality, I would feel better about it. But I know as soon as I order that Uber Eats, I'm opening up my laptop to watch Netflix, to eat whatever I'm about to do.
Yeah, look, you're right.
You need downtime.
Exactly. You need
Yeah.
downtime. That's
The justifications continue.
it's just a long list.
You're all good.
So tell us more about making people look really, really. Did you use 2 or 3 reelies?
I think it was
Two.
3.
There was just two.
Oh,
2
yeah.
really, really
Minimal clothing.
minimal I've lost it. Anyways, tell us more about that.
Well, I started doing PT a bit over 7 years ago, and I was just doing like regular general population, like your typical PT, which is 30, 45-minute sessions. I was enjoying that, and then I had a girl ask me about competition prep. Fortunately for me, I was fascinated by the world of nutrition and training and all that kind of stuff. So I'd done a lot of research, but I just never had the type of client base to actually be able to apply it. And this girl said, hey, like, do you prep people for shows? I'm like, well, I haven't before, but, give me a chance. I'll give it a go. Anyway, she did really well. She placed in all her comps. And then halfway through that prep, another girl that I used to know through school years and years and years ago, she asked me about it too. And I said, yeah, sure, I can help you. And she ended up looking fantastic as well. And she was placing really high at her shows. And that's kind of where it started.
Yep.
And it
How
just
long ago
it just
was
went
that?
from there. That would have been the end of 2014.
Yeah, fuck, not even that long ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago it would have been. And then I competed myself in 2015.
And how'd you go?
Yeah, not too bad. I got a couple of seconds in that season, and then the season after that was 2016. Got a couple of firsts, couple of seconds, but nothing crazy. Like, I'm a better coach than I am an actual competitor.
Do you enjoy that more?
Yeah,
The
I
coaching
do.
side?
I do, yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
It's also cool to say that you've stepped up there and done it yourself. And
Well, I
you've
figured
put
that
yourself
it's
through the
probably
ringer.
something that I had to do. Not to be able to say like, oh yeah, I've done it before, so you should listen to me, but to, I guess, have some sort of empathy or relation to my clients when they're going through it and they're struggling, to like, not to be able to say like, oh, I've been there, it's not that hard. It's, yeah, just to be able to relate to them and be comfortable with putting them in those situations because I've done it myself. So yeah.
I love that though, because going to bodybuilding shows, a lot of people are just like, they're doing it for, I don't know if it's the right reason or wrong reason. I'm not going to judge on that.
Yeah.
But for you to go, I'm just going to do it so I make me a better coach. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I don't think it's like something that's 100% necessary for people to do. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with me on that. There's going to be some that agree. But I felt it was important for me to be able to put myself in my client's shoes at some point. To help
100%
them.
for what you said before. It's you got to understand what they're going through. And you can't give advice or provide structure to something you haven't done yourself.
Correct.
Because you won't have that empathy.
Yeah.
That's baller.
Yeah.
100%. Where do you sort of look to for your nutrition sort of learning and education for your own self, bro?
Well, when I first came into the industry, like, there wasn't a lot of, I guess, legislation is the right word around like nutrition and stuff. Like, you either went to university and had like a dietetics degree, or you were just a personal trainer. So as PTs, it was kind of our job to outsource our own education. So I just did a hell of a lot of reading, books, up late at night on the internet, like reading a lot of Lane Norton stuff, watching a lot of videos. Just did my own research. And then obviously as the years progress, you know, you start to enroll in a few courses and stuff like that. Eventually I completed the ISSN sort of certification. Did it through Metabolic Health Systems, and then that sort of evolved into Sports Nutrition Australia.
Yep.
Did a bit of teaching with them for a while.
That's with old
Alex Thomas.
Alex.
Shout out to Alex. Alex is a good mate of mine. We've been working together for, probably 4.5 years now. I've known Alex, so I was a part of that for a bit, and then he's just sort of still running that. But now it's its own thing. It's not with the ISSN.
Yeah.
So now that's sort of, we actually have like a recognised body of work for nutrition, for scope of practice for personal trainers. So,
Because
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
even in like you go to uni and you study to be a nutritionist, you're not legally, from my understanding, legally allowed to prescribe a diet.
Now you got to do that extra year for dietetics.
Yeah, you got to do
Yep.
the dietetics. So you got to actually
Yeah.
become an accredited dietitian, and then
Yep.
which I understand to a degree. But you're 100% right. Back in 2014, like there
was nothing.
It was nothing.
No.
I remember.
And I used to think like the whole like eating clean thing, like when I started as a PT, was the way to go. And it took me through my own research to find that that's a load of rubbish. I'm not saying it's a load of rubbish, but in terms of when you're looking at weight loss or fat loss or whatever it might be, it's calories in versus calories out is the most important thing. And it took me a while to figure that out. So, yeah.
I remember going through like 2014, and through the ISSN, but I did it through like Biologic Labs back then.
Yeah, yep.
Because they were one of the only people doing the course. It was like you had to do the ISN exam and then do their 6-week recomp thing to
So that's recomposer. Yep.
Yeah, to get
Yeah, that's
recomposer.
another one. Yep.
And it's just like,
Yep.
and that exam, it's not like you need to study for that exam.
Yeah.
Fuck, it was tough.
Yep.
And now it's like people like Alex Thomas has started off, and you said he's got his own thing.
Sorry.
He's got his own.
Yeah.
If you hear it,
That's why I didn't hear his question. You fucking sneezed over him.
Get worse.
So Johnny in this episode has ammonia stuck up his nose.
It's really unpleasant.
Love that.
It's amazing though. Would you like to tell the people though what you did
I did some deadlifts.
and what'd
I
you
had
pull?
a lot of ammonia.
What'd you pull?
275 for a
Yeah,
single
you
and a
did.
double.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
well, I
In
mean-
hindsight, I really breathed a lot in. But you know when you're really centered and you don't really think about
You
what's
don't care.
your moment?
Yeah.
It's adrenaline.
Hindsight, I
Work on
took a lot.
we can tell you. He's been blowing his nose literally since
It's fucked.
like 20 minutes before you got here, bro.
You poor guy.
Fuck. So what I was saying is Alex Thomas has started his own like certification, was it?
Yeah, it's still the same one that I did, but it's just evolved. It's evolved into another sort of separate thing now. So it's not through the ISSN. Like he's created it so you don't have to do the ISSN exam, but it's a hell of a lot of quizzes. It's case studies. It's a lot of studies. So it's a lot more in depth.
Yeah,
It's no longer just as easy as logging onto the ISSN portal and going, well, I'm going to do this exam and now I'm qualified.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to enroll into the course. You have to watch lectures, like sort of like a fast tracked, I guess, not university degree, but like, you know, you actually have to study for it and you have to do separate modules.
It's in
and
between
stuff like
that uni degree and a fucking CEC course for PT.
Yeah, so it's obviously nowhere near as in-depth as like a dietetics course or anything like that, but
Hell of a lot more than that.
it teaches personal trainers to be competent in the aspect of sports nutrition and to practice safely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not hurt people.
How'd you enjoy teaching?
I didn't do it for long because like it was kind of just something I did off a whim, but yeah, it was good. I mean, I still work with a lot of coaches and trainers to help them improve as well, kind of like mentoring.
That's cool.
So a lot of my clients are coaches themselves now. So I guess that kind of falls under teaching. I enjoy it. Like, you know, I know a lot of coaches or trainers out there like try and keep their methods or the way they practice like sort of close to their chest and they don't like to give that away like it's some kind of secret.
Yep.
But for me, like I really enjoy, you know, passing on information and helping people succeed and, you know, seeing these people who have invested in me, now I can invest back in them and, you know, give something back to them.
I can smell that fucking tuna.
I can now that you've said it.
I know.
I can't smell
it
anything.
walked straight over to me, and I was like, "No, you're dead to me." I'm so sorry for cutting off that tangent. It just hit me.
No, it's okay. The tangent's finished.
Yeah.
That was my sentence done.
But I agree with you so wholeheartedly there. Like, so many coaches keep things close to their chest, and but it's also like, you know, unless you've thought of this whole new process and you've researched something completely from the ground up, like, nothing's new.
No, exactly.
The information is out.
You can go and find it.
Yeah. So why you keep
Why hold on to it?
Yeah, why hold on to it?
Your secret ain't a fucking
My
secret.
thoughts also.
It's weird because, and like, I don't trust people, or I don't trust coaches who have the secret.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
there isn't one.
there isn't one. It's a combination of everything, and it's not a one size fits all. So you don't sit there and tell me you've got this secret way to get. What was his Mike Chang 6-pack?
Oh, old 6-pack shortcuts.
Yeah.
Is that dude still around?
I'm not sure. Do you remember that?
No.
His YouTube ads used to pop up all the time. I'm like, man, shut up.
Man, I used to get like, I'd be, you know,
You have to wait 5 seconds to like cancel it, and his voice is like going for $47 a week. Dude, shut up.
it's like, no, it's just this dude on like YouTube.
I'm trying to watch something completely useless and irrelevant right now.
Yeah, it was literally when I was watching like bodybuilding motivation videos before I'd go to the gym on like being 19, and Mike Chang would pop up. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, this guy.
I don't want to train anymore.
But yeah, there's just, I really respect coaches who make an effort to pass on the knowledge, because it's that saying. What's the saying with the boats again, guys?
Rising tide raises all boats.
Yep.
There's a tiger, top of the mountain. Hungry tiger's coming up on the tiger, remember? The tiger.
For anyone listening, will understand that reference to our old episodes.
Yeah, tiger.
There seems to be a tiger in this quote.
Yeah, the tiger's not in the boat, though. It's on the mountain.
So how many tigers are there?
2 tigers.
2 tigers.
Why
How
is
many?
it 2?
How many boats?
Oh, how many boats you want? A lot of boats.
A lot of boats.
A lot of
okay.
boats. Yeah. Hopefully there's a lot of boats. Yeah, boats are like coaches.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Well, the thing is, like, there's a lot of clients to go around as well. Like,
Fucking oath.
the further
There is not a shortage of people.
the further
a
that
lot
we
of people
sort
need
of
help.
yeah, the further that I guess existence goes on, I think I don't know, lazier is the right word. Like, the lazier people have become, so the more they lean on professionals for help because it's easier for them. And like, people like to complicate things as well and make things very complicated. So again, people need help. So there's no shortage in business. Like,
Especially
and
in our industry.
if you're providing like a really good service, your clients aren't going to leave you for someone else. Like, if your clients left you, there's a chance that you weren't further educating them, or you weren't giving them,
Or you weren't further educating yourself as a coach.
yeah, and you couldn't give them anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're doing your job, don't be scared of your clients leaving or not being able to get clients. Just do your job.
I like how you said, though, and this is kind of off topic, but not, as existence goes on, we're kind of getting lazier. It's like, I 100% agree. Like,
Oh yeah, it's getting bad.
even during this COVID period, like, how many people are now not moving as much because
Yeah.
they're working from home?
Yeah.
Like, we're in
Yeah.
the one industry that I think
Oh, we're sweet.
we should be sweet until we get AI robots telling people how to train.
Yeah, that'll be tricky.
But like, it's just astounding, because I 100% agree. The more we progress through this, and the more we become more technology accessible, like, and I think technology is a great tool, but it's a better master. And as that evolves, we're going to become more reliant on it and move less. So our jobs, I think, need to be pushed a little bit more in the sense of, and as you said, there's no shortage. Oh wait, did I say that? I said that. There's no shortage of people, and especially now, thanks to technology, we can reach more people.
Exactly right. So and there's a lot
like-
of people doing it online now because they can reach more people. I was lucky enough to sort of, not one of the first, but when I started doing online coaching, it wasn't popular at all. So for me, it was good because it gave me a chance to reach a lot of people who wanted, to train with me, but couldn't. So they were just settling for another personal trainer who they might not have been enjoying training with. It's like, hey, no, I can coach online now. So for me, I didn't have to, I guess, start in an already flooded industry. So I'm very thankful for that.
It's weird how like the industry's progressed, because
It's all online now. No one wants to do face to face.
And then like, if we look at, because you worked at Good Life, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, which Castledine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at Chermside roughly when you were there.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, back then, there wasn't that go-to guy for bodybuilding or like, although if there was, it was fucking, remember Big Mick at Chermside?
Yeah.
Like he was probably the only one. And then you had Biologic Labs, and if you wanted to go powerlifting, you'd go see the guys at PTC Brisbane.
Yeah.
But now it's like everyone's an expert.
Yeah.
And through the age of technology, we've all developed this like expert mentality. But it's like, I look at it myself personally. Like I'm not an expert at powerlifting.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that you got to be you're right.
Yeah, my nose.
Your nose. Sorry, sorry, bro. I thought you were going to vomit for a second there.
Try not to sneeze.
Just let it out. I 100% believe you've got to be a student.
You do, yeah.
For as long as you can, and like even when you are the person. Like, because I look at you and I'm like, if you want to get shredded, you go see Joey. Because your clients, fuck cunt, they get peeled.
Yeah, some of them get pretty inside out.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are most of them going on stage, or they just all do it for themselves?
The ones that get, back to front, up and down, head to toe lean. Yeah,
They're fucked, bro.
I don't encourage anyone to get, I guess, near that lean unless they're getting on stage. There's only one reason why you should ever get that lean. That's to do a bodybuilding show and then get the fuck out.
Because that's got to certainly move past health and...
Oh, yeah. Like, the thing with getting people shredded is, like, we talk about all these legislations and education and stuff, but there's actually... The one thing that there isn't a handbook for is getting people fucking shredded. So you kind of have to... if you have to, you kind of got to break some rules.
Yeah.
Push people a little bit harder than what might be deemed, I guess, safe practice or good practice. But you try and operate within the, I guess, guidelines as much as you can. But when it comes to getting people shredded, like,
is that a conversation you have with the client to prep them sort of mentally what they're coming up to?
If it's someone that I can tell is going to have a really hard time getting lean, usually you can pick it up pretty quick. Some people's metabolic rates are more adaptive than others. Some people have worse genetics. Some people have better genetics. So
worse genetics.
Yeah, we're not going to get on stage anytime soon.
But like, getting lean, even if you have good genetics, it hurts. Like, it's hard. It's not healthy to be that lean. So that's a conversation, you have with the client. Say, like, look, this is going to hurt. Don't think it's because we're doing anything wrong or unsafe. Just being that lean, your body was not designed to do this. So it's going to feel like shit.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
And then the goal straight after that is to get them back to
Get back to normal gradually. Obviously, you don't want to put on all the weight straight away. Most people like to still look in shape to some degree for an extended period of time. So maybe you creep back up to maintenance, over 6 to 8 weeks instead of 2 to 4.
So that's sort of like bringing calories up slowly.
Yeah, you would call it something like a reverse diet. I personally like to do it a little bit more aggressively. I find when people stick to a more aggressive approach, if they actually stick to it, they'll still stay pretty lean. But most people after a show, their idea of an aggressive reverse diet would be like eating 10,000 calories a day. It's like, no, you didn't bring your calories up too fast. You just ate like a pig, That's why you put on all the weight.
Stop bringing a Labrador.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, it's not exactly something I would consider safe or healthy. And there is no handbook or guideline to getting someone that lean. But I've prepped literally hundreds of people, and like, some people can diet and get shredded on heaps of calories, feel completely fine by the end. Then you've got some people on the other end of the spectrum that are like, have to go super low calories.
They just can't get it off.
Feel like absolute shit, and like, you still get it off, but they have a much harder time doing it.
That's got to affect them mentally.
Oh yeah, big time. I've seen people like change over the course of 20, 24, 26, however long weeks they prep for, and at the start they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking smash this, rah rah rah, and then it gets halfway, yeah, I'm feeling alright, like I can still keep pushing. Then by the end it's like, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Have you ever had to tell someone, or ever had to pull someone off from competing? Or
yeah, I've had to pull people out of prep. Sometimes people don't put in enough work at the start, and then they get caught with their pants down their ankles, metaphorically, towards the back end. It's like, you got way too much weight to lose in this period of time. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to push unnecessarily hard or unsafely hard. or just don't do it and work harder next time.
Yeah.
So that would be an instance where you'd have to tell someone they're not ready.
That's a hard conversation to have.
It's not an easy conversation because even though that person might be at fault for not following the plan, you still feel responsible as a coach because you always think, you know, what could I have said to make them stay on track? What could I have done to make them stay on track? You know, it's just you being hard on yourself. And obviously, like sometimes it doesn't happen often. Like it's very rare. I think I could count on one hand how many people I've pulled out for not being ready. But I've pulled a few people out just because psychologically they couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And they're always types of people that might be in denial as well. Like, no, I'm fine. Like, I want to keep pushing. I'm like, no, you're not. You're fucked. Like, stop prepping.
Is there any telltale signs that that's approaching, that point?
Yeah, but it's hard to say because each individual is different. So it's just noting the changes in the individual.
Yep.
You know, like really, really disordered behavior around food is obviously one. You're going to get some sort of disordered behavior to some degree when you're getting that lean because your life literally becomes revolved around food and training.
Yep.
But then there's obviously the next step, like maybe not even eating enough. Sometimes they eat less because they think that by eating under their targets, they're going to get leaner, but then they just end up absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
And way too early. So,
Fuck.
so yeah, there's lots that goes into it. Like, yeah.
Been around for so long, I guess you probably would have seen some bad practices
Oh, yeah.
kicking around as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you just see like that guy or girl on stage and you're like, man, they're fucked.
Yeah, big time.
That
Like,
didn't work.
sometimes I look at people and I'll say like, did you do this, and this? They're like, how'd you know that? I'm like, because I can tell, like it screams that, you know, your deficit wasn't appropriately, I guess, planned out, so you couldn't stick to it properly. You look flat and like stringy, so you probably depleted carbs and sodium, you know, majority of the week. I bet you loaded like a shitload of water at the start of the week, then cut it all at the end of the week because, you just look off. You can just tell by looking if you've been doing it long enough, you can just tell by looking at someone. And they're like, oh, how'd you know that? It's like, I've been doing this long enough and I've seen it enough times.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a bodybuilder on here recently, Bryce Cleary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Bryce.
Now,
Good bodybuilder.
Oh, fucking unreal.
Unbelievable.
Freak.
Yeah.
Fucking Hall of Fame. What a shredded cunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Bryce, I love you. And I asked him this question. What is your opinion on bodybuilding now in the sense of everyone gets a participation medal?
I see the positives to it, but I'm also like, you know, we're all adults.
Yeah.
We need to accept that, you know, if you didn't place, you didn't place.
Just get a T-shirt or something. So
Yeah, everyone gets a pack.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's your prize.
At some shows, like they like to now do, if there's, let's say they do like a top 5 and there's 7 competitors, so 2 people don't place, they'll say in equals 6th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of like, the bodybuilding industry is like heavily like ego driven.
Yeah.
So I think like federations try to protect everyone's ego because they want them to keep coming back.
Yeah, right. Never looked at it in that way.
Yeah, I mean, like some shows only do top 3s.
Yep.
I think that's good. I think some shows do top 5s. That's good because everyone wants to feel like they've done really well. But yeah, I'm neither for or against it. Like I don't really have a huge stance on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, what about all the categories now popping up? Did you have that question written down?
Yeah, just wrote it.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nailed it. So when I first started, they were only just bringing in men's physique.
Yep.
So I believe I competed in the season where it first came out.
Oh, wow.
So I actually did it, and because they didn't know how many they were going to get, we didn't have it split into height classes. So I was on stage with I think it was like 25, 30 guys. I'd have to go back, find the video and count it, but there was a lot. But now they've got, like, they don't just have men's physique, they've got men's physique 30 plus, 40 plus, under 72 kilos, over 72, over 77. Then they've got
5 kilo
open.
difference.
Yeah, they've got open, they've got novice, they've got first timers.
a lot of
there's a lot. So like a men's physique.
What's the difference between a novice and a first timer?
So the way they define it as a first timer is first time ever on stage.
Oh, so in any federation.
Yeah. So you might have. It's not your first season. It's just your first time on stage. And then a novice is your first 12 months competing in that division.
Right.
So if I was to,
I'm kind of understand. Yeah. That's
so
my
I did men's physique.
Yep.
For the first couple of years that I competed. If I was to now go and do bodybuilding, I could register as novice because it's my first 12 months competing in that category.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's open where it's pretty much anyone can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys that have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
You're up against,
Yep. I mean, like, first timers, I've had numerous first timers win open classes and overalls and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just open to anyone. But basically, that's if you're not a novice or a first timer and you're not over 30 or over 40, chances are you can only do open.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a bit more sense.
And again, when I first started sort of coaching, that's when bikini and fitness was starting to get a little more popular. And, it would be, 3 or 4 classes of, 10 to 15 girls, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is getting out of control. And now it's like, you've got first timers, you've got novice, you've got open, you got mama division, you got under 21s, you got,
tall, short.
Yeah, and within those ones, so you have bikini novice, but then you'll have bikini novice class 1, class 2, class 3.
Fuck.
Because they'll split them into height because there might be 50 novice girls.
Jesus.
So
That's a long day.
Oh yeah, like
Damn.
if I let's use the ICN as example because they're probably the most popular one
Yep.
at the moment. They typically run their shows over 2 days, and like I get behind with work for 2 days because I can't do anything on those days because it's literally like 48 hours that you're just on. Like I might sleep for 3 to 4 hours on those nights.
Damn.
Because you get home from day one and then you've got to adjust their plans for their shows next week. And then you've got to follow up with everyone who's competing tomorrow and make sure they're all good. Then you get up early in the morning. I try to message most of my competitors, if not all, to, check in, see how they're doing. So it's, show, like when I'm in season, like my friends hardly hear from me because I'm just fucked.
Fucking hell.
And that's got a lot to do with the fact that there are so many divisions. Like I might have a client who's on stage
And then back-to-back
6 to
weekends
7
too.
times in one day.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. And then if they do really well and they're in overall, that might be another 2 to 3.
Yeah, because then you got to hang back and.
Yeah. And then they don't just have bikini now, they've got swimsuit. So now it's a one piece.
Oh my
And
God,
then
I can't
there's
keep up.
first timers, novice, and open in that. And then there's 3 to 4 classes in that. And now
Wow.
they've just brought in this other one called streetwear.
Streetwear. Really?
What, people
Yeah.
rolling around in fucking do-bags and do-rags and fanny packs?
Jeans.
What?
Yeah,
Jeans.
jeans and no shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
I might have a shot of that one.
This could be our division.
Yeah, there we go. Got no
good.
leads,
Hey,
mate.
yeah. I didn't watch it, but yeah. I actually I went over to India late last year and judged a show, and they
Really?
had it. Then they had it. Yeah. So that was
What was
interesting.
that like?
That was cool. It was cool.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
They
that
love
show.
it over there, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of new, so it's really exciting for them. I kind of like to compare them in terms of how their bodies sort of stack up, like Korean competitors. Like they're small, but because they're so small and have such small joints, just a little bit of muscle makes them look so jacked. Like I remember judging and I'm like looking at these dudes on stage, I'm like, these guys are fucking awesome. They're so big. And then I went backstage to like congratulate them. These dudes are like 5'2". Like I look like a mammoth next to them. I'm not a big guy. Like
Fuck.
I can stand next to you and I look like an ant. But then I stand next to these guys and they look like ants.
I'm just going to say, that's done wonders for my confidence going into tomorrow. Like, thank you so much.
So they're impressive, but every category has like a different criteria as well.
Yeah.
So the judging can sometimes take a little bit longer as well, and yeah,
Fucking hell.
it's just full on. Like, and I've been judging for a few different federations for a few years, so I've been on both sides. Yeah, it's interesting.
What do you
Enjoy
prefer?
the judging?
Do I enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun.
And they give you a set of criteria or something, and then you interpret.
Yeah, like
How it kinda works.
usually the promoter or the president of the show will say, this is our criteria.
Yep.
If there's a really close decision, the person who's running the show might come over and,
Give the
intervene
wink.
and say like, what do you think? What do you see? I've been, on panels where there's been heaps of close decisions.
Any arguments? You're like, nah, fuck this guy, man. He's
Yeah,
way
like
better than this one.
You have disagreements, and I think that's why it's important to have one, an odd number of judges,
Yeah.
and two, you need at least 3 bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, because you need that other person to offset it.
Yep.
I mean, I shouldn't say arguments. I've never been in an argument, but
Yep.
we've been like, oh, well, I have this person winning,
Yep.
and they might have that person winning. But I'll say, like, yeah, I have this person, but I can see why you would have that person.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just, like, flavour preference, right? So for me in physique, like, I really, as a judge, like, I really like, you know, the men to have, like, a nice V-tape, a really nice shape. And if they're maybe, like, a little bit soft, that's okay. If that other person might be shredded as fuck, but they have no shape.
Yeah.
I'm going the shape because it's bodybuilding.
Yep.
So you've got to have the shape and you've got to have the muscularity. But again, it's 2 separate conversations. Like, this guy's shredded as fuck, but he has no shape and not much muscle.
Yep.
This guy's a little bit softer. He has a way more pleasing aesthetic physique.
Yep.
But is he too soft to justify giving him the win over someone that's outside of that criteria? So you got 2 guys that are slightly outside of the criteria.
Shit.
You need to decide who's closer.
Which one you like more? Yeah. Fuck.
Probably, yeah. It depends how soft he is, but
Yeah.
probably the softer one, because it does look more like a
We're
physique
too soft.
competitor.
We're
Yeah,
too soft.
I would
Yeah.
call it, yes.
No, don't put
I'm
yourself,
cuddly.
bro. Don't put yourself down.
Squishy.
I'm very squishy.
Functional mass.
All mass is lean mass.
So have you done any other travel to judge as well? Or?
Just into. Oh no, hang on. I haven't done any other travel to judge.
Yep.
To coach, yeah.
Yep.
I've been to America.
Wow.
The
What's
last
that like?
3 or 4 years in a row. Yeah, cool. I go over there every year. Obviously, we didn't get to go this year because it was cancelled,
Yep.
and America's an absolute shitstorm right now. Not
Shit.
just for the coronavirus, but everything else that's
And
going
you,
on.
you
Yeah.
take a bit of a crew, your team.
Yeah, like I've taken up to 12 or 13 girls over there.
Sick.
The show here that plugs into going over there is an all-female one.
Yep.
So take a lot of WNBF bikini pros over there.
Yep.
And usually like have a week or 2 holiday over there after it. So
Yep.
it's really nice.
Where do they do the shows over there?
So usually they alternate between East and West. So they'll do it in LA, near Redondo Beach.
Sweet.
And then the year the year after, they had it in Boston,
Yep.
back to LA, and the previous one was in New York.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the travel that comes with the job?
Yeah, I like it. Like it's allowed me to see like a lot more of the world.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Tax deduction. Thanks, taxman.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. But the ATO isn't listening to this.
Everyone listens to us.
Mate, we're actually
True,
really big,
true.
Yeah,
I see why.
Yeah, I mean,
The big questions.
it is the big questions. Fucking.
So yeah, like I'm very grateful for that. The India trip was awesome. Like America, for me, wasn't like at all foreign because everyone speaks English over there. Obviously, they live a little bit differently.
Yep.
But India was like a whole different.
It'd be wild.
Yeah, it was very wild. Do yourself a favor before you die. Go to India, anywhere, and hire a car.
Yeah, right.
The driving is fucking crazy. Like, they don't have any rules. So you could be like driving like 70 kilometers down the road,
Yeah.
and a guy might be driving straight at you, but they don't panic because that's how they do it. So then they just quickly change. Like, it's fucked up. Like, it was scary. It was like being on a roller coaster, and I don't like roller coasters.
Fuck.
Sorry, I've been on one like roller coaster in my life.
It's one too many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was the
Yeah.
Superman escape at
Oh.
Movie World. Have you been on
No,
that?
yeah, no wonder you haven't been on any more.
Bro, it was like my first one ever. And the thing goes from 0 to 100 in like less than 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's fucked.
I did it 4 times. But the first time I did it, I had my eyes closed the whole time. I'm like, fuck this. Scared, like fucking freaked me out.
Yeah.
And then it's like the second time I started opening them a little bit. Third time was like a little bit more. And then the fourth time I'm like, woo! And then I came down off the high and I'll never go back on another one. Like, I fucking hate them.
India was scarier.
Fuck!
Being in the car, I didn't drive. I was like, I'm not fucking
I
driving.
love how you.
I'll crash.
I love how you give us the advice to hire a car, but you're like, I would never do it.
Well, go in a taxi. You actually get the full experience going in a taxi because you'll obviously have someone who's native to the country driving, so they'll be comfortable.
They're a lunatic.
But yeah, and there's like cows on the road and there's dogs running around, and it's like,
Fuck. But it
man,
works.
what? Yeah, like we didn't crash.
Like there's 1 billion people.
I can't
there.
believe, like, over here, like you might hear of 2 or 3 crashes a day. Over there, I didn't see or hear of one, and they're driving like absolute fucking lunatics. There's no lines on the road, and the roads are smaller. Like, it's Oh my God, it was just fucked.
I recently watched the movie Extraction again.
I've never seen it.
Bro, it's Hemsworth at his best.
Right.
It's like
I'll have to watch
it's like the Australian
Is it
John
where he
Wick.
dies on the bridge?
Well, does he die? Because he comes back at the end.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, another one.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Alright,
It's a
I'll
great
fix-
movie.
I'll put that on my list.
Yes. We'll talk about it next podcast we do.
Cool.
Do a debrief.
So, before you started in the like bodybuilding world coaching, did you have an interest in bodybuilding? Did you follow it, or do you follow it now because
Well,
you got into it?
Like late high school, I started sort of getting into the gym because I played like sports, played AFL, played tennis, I played basketball. So
Yeah.
I used to try and go to the gym to keep myself in shape for that. And then sort of, started to put on a bit of muscle. I was like, fuck, I look pretty good,
Yeah.
I
Bro, I
looked-
trained arms.
I
every
looked like
day.
absolute shit looking back. But I was like, yeah, I fucking, I could do
I love
bodybuilding
that.
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 18, probably like 65 kilos, wringing wet.
And you're like, I'm jacked.
Yeah, I'm fucking shredded.
Yeah.
And I was actually pretty lean, but I had no muscle whatsoever.
That was
and
my
then,
life.
Then, like, seeing myself gain a bit of muscle, I got a bit of interest in it.
Yeah.
And I actually had, like, at that age, I had no plan on being a PT. I was, like, in the construction industry. And I did that for years. And then kind of just fell into PT because I had a bit of downtime and did my course. And then, obviously, when you're around it more, you get more interested in it. So, yeah, I sort of developed an interest in that. And I just, honestly, like, people say, like, oh, it's amazing how, what you've created for your success in bodybuilding and stuff. Like, I fucking got a lucky break with that girl asking me to prep her.
Yeah.
Lucky break. Like, right place, right fucking time. Just picked my card
that's
up
what
at the
kicked
gym
it up.
and texted me.
Really?
Wow. So
Yeah.
you didn't even know her.
Didn't even know it, never even met her.
Wow.
Yep, lucky. Stroke of luck, right place, right time.
Holy shit. Now, do you follow bodybuilding at all now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, not like I'm not like as enthusiastic into the sport
As you are basketball.
Sport. Yeah, but I love my job.
Yeah.
And like I love coaching people to do it, but because I'm around it all the time, I don't spend all my spare time watching, Mr. Olympia highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
have hobbies that are not, fitness related.
Like basketball?
Like basketball, yes.
I heard you were a very gun player at basketball.
Oh, I wouldn't
some
say
good
very
dreams.
gun. Who said that?
Aiden?
Okay, yeah, maybe you could take that because I played with Aiden, yeah.
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 Apparently, you, they got you on their team once,
Yeah.
and you scored half their points.
Yeah, probably. I didn't look how many points I scored, but
Oh, no, Aiden told me because he was like, he's really good.
yeah. I'm never gonna say I'm really good, but no, I'll take that. Thank you.
No,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Aiden.
So you're still playing now?
Yeah, Aiden's actually on my team in another league now.
Yeah, he
so
told me.
I said, we're going to start another team. We're going to play a division higher if you're keen. He's obviously got crook knee or crook knees. I don't know what's going on with his knees, but he just said they're fucked.
They're so fucked.
Yeah, well, there you go. So he said like he's happy to play some minutes for us. So he played with us last week as well. But yeah, I love basketball. I played it pretty much from the end, sort of late primary school.
Yep.
And then ended up being half decent, played on a fair few rep teams. When I moved up here, because I grew up in Victoria, sort of fell out of all my sport.
Yep.
But like the last few years, I've really started getting back into it.
Fuck yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Now, the other thing I want to ask, Pokemon nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How hard?
Grew up like-
What are we talking?
Here's
Are we collecting things? Are we...
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
There's a story behind it.
So I hear there's... You bet the people are collecting cards and selling them, and
Yeah, I've got a bit of a sad story, actually.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
So I was like
Get
an
the tissues ready.
avid collector, game player as a kid. Like, fucking come home from school, kick the footy for a couple hours, fuck homework. I'm not doing that shit. Then I play my Game Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd get yelled at for it, but I'd still do it. Loved it. Yeah, nice. Nice. I like it.
that?
The AirPods case, it's a Pokeball.
Oh, jeez.
Very nice. I like it. So I grew up like in the era where it was the first generation of Pokemon.
Yeah, the best.
There's like 6 or 7 of them now. So like I fuck with like the first 3 generations. After that it got stupid.
I fuck with the first three generations.
Yeah, I
your
fuck with the
That's
first.
your lane. That's your thing.
Hey.
You like the first 3.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Well, I mean the 3rd generation started to get weird, but I could
You could get by.
I could get with it.
Yeah.
Like, I played the games, like
Yeah.
they were okay. But after that, it just got stupid. Like even the show now, like Ash doesn't look or sound like Ash anymore.
I don't watch it. I stopped watching it after like the second generation.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
like the interest just got way lower. But as a kid, I would collect the cards, and these are like the first series cards,
Whoa.
which are extremely rare now.
What would
because
they be
you can't
worth
get
now?
them anymore. I'll get to that. I collected all of them, so I had the full set of the original 150.
Oh dear.
This is gonna make me
some
sad.
had some holographics and stuff.
Oh,
and
dear.
I can't remember how old I was, maybe like 10 or 11. And I decided to like pull them all out of their sleeves and sort them into a folder. So fucking shit everywhere in my room. Like I've got doubles and triples and quadruples of a lot of cards. So there's tons of cards. Mum said to me one day, pick up your fucking cards, you know, otherwise I'm going to throw them out. Nah, whatever, Mum, shut the fuck up.
No.
Uh-oh.
Left it a day, went back to organising them. Cool. Another day went by. Pick up your fucking cards. Yeah, whatever, I'll do it tomorrow.
No.
Didn't do it. She threw them out.
Oh no.
Anyway, I was irate. Like, I don't think she'd ever see me that furious. So she'd realise she'd fucked up. Like, because I used to say to my family, these are going to be worth fucking hundreds of thousands one day. Like, you know, I'm going to be the one laughing. Then anyway, threw them out. So she actually tried to go. She told me many years later that she actually tried to go back to the bin and like get them out, but the bin man had already came.
Oh.
No.
So a like a first edition like holographic Charizard, which you can't buy in the packs anymore. You can only buy them singularly from people who have it. I think one just sold for like 50 grand or something.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
you would have had one of them?
I had a couple.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
Mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Do you bring that up?
She'll kill me for telling the story because she feels terrible, hey. I love you, Mum. Like, I still love you.
Do you like to remind every
It's
now
just,
and then?
yeah, I do. It's
nice.
just a dint on your resume, like as a mother.
Yeah.
But you're still really good.
I mean,
like-
you could. I mean, no big deal. You could have bought a house or something.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
It's just a house, Mum. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
2 houses, really?
Yeah.
Do you ever like bring it up when like she tries to start yelling and you're like, remember that time you threw my Pokemon card?
Yeah, like every 2 or 3 times I see her, like I bring it up and she's like, "Oh, stop it! I feel horrible.
Oh my.
Don't talk about that."
I feel horrible for you, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
it's fucked up. So yeah, I'm like a Pokemon enthusiast from way back. I've still got some cards that I've accumulated over the years, but yeah, not as much. But whenever like I only ever really watch TV before I go to bed. So like if I've ran out of things to watch, I'll just chuck on an old Pokemon series and
Yeah.
watch that through for a couple of weeks.
Fucking oath.
So
I
yeah.
get around that.
Something I grew up with, something that's some kind of nostalgic.
I'm still heartbroken for you.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Damn.
Fucking pause on that for a fallen homie.
Yep.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah. And now there's 2 like first edition Charizards that people can't buy now
Yeah.
because they're destroyed.
In the bin somewhere.
Yeah.
They're in a dump.
Yeah, they're at a dump. So yeah,
Fuck.
Or someone bought them from an op shop for like 5 cents.
that could
A bin
be
shop.
true.
One of those, you know, the tip
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
The tip shop.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
believe they sold for 50 grand.
It might be more. It might be more. Because one of my mates, he's right into like collecting like basketball cards. He's doing Pokemon cards as well, and he was telling me like, and there's this other sort of set of cards that are coming out as well, and there's like a different type of Charizard card there, and they're selling for like $5 grand or something. Yeah,
I follow it as well.
yeah,
It's pretty insane.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Wow.
I think like some famous YouTuber just bought like a Charizard for like 200 grand or something. So it like flew the market up. So everyone was like, oh shit, I can get this for my card.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it inflates the prices heavily because obviously these celebrities don't give a fuck about money. So then they just ruin the fucking market.
Damn.
Absolute
Were you
dogs.
doing basketball cards at the same time?
No, I didn't do basketball cards back then because at that point I wasn't a huge basketball fan. Like I played it, but because we were in Australia and at that point like internet wasn't really much of a thing. So I couldn't watch NBA, like I couldn't look at anything like that. It wasn't until like I was a teenager that we got Foxtel and I could watch it on ESPN and stuff. So yeah, I wasn't really, but I've got some basketball cards at home. Yeah, nothing extravagant. My mate's got some that like will be like house deposits in the future.
Wow.
But yeah,
Insane.
crazy man, crazy. The world of collecting has gone mad.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
A little bit off topic, but who's your inspo for bodybuilding these days? Is there anyone you follow?
no, that is the topic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember.
Well, I'd poke 'em a little bit off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
so
hell.
like, a physique that I
Yeah.
look up to
Yeah.
or aspire to. I mean, I don't really aspire to look like anyone because I don't think that's ever possible. But someone like I really liked as a bodybuilder was Ronnie Coleman, obviously. Like, he was just...
Fucking
His,
king.
like, work ethic was incredible. Like, I know he can't walk now because of the way he trained.
Man,
but
I still
How
like...
he owns it though.
Yeah, man, I
Yeah,
rate
no
that.
regrets.
I rate that.
Yeah.
No
he
regrets.
trained like an idiot, but
But he had some
there was a
regrets. Missing
reason
the
why
squat.
he looked
Yeah.
that much better than everyone, because he did things that weren't considered normal. And yeah, he can't walk now, but
Fuck, he's a baller.
that's
I don't think he
that's
cares
like
when he drives
taking
his
it-
fucking Bentley.
no, he doesn't give a
It's
fuck.
like, people's opinions, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, 100%. No, he was awesome. Yeah, just real old school. The new school guys, like they just don't do it the same. I guess
Yeah.
it's a bit different.
Ronnie's just like, you can say what you want. The guy
Yeah.
he squatted 800 pounds for what, double?
Yeah.
And his only regret was not doing it 5 times?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
come on.
He's like, yeah, I could have done it again. My only regret is not doing another one.
Yeah, it's like
That's fucked up.
that, and he still gets up every morning, takes all his painkillers, and then goes train like,
Yeah, and he's got kids too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're young kids.
Yeah, yeah.
He still trains in the same gym, doesn't he?
Yeah, Metroflex, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, still goes there. Still like a pretty rundown.
Yeah, it
beat-up
still
old
looks like a
gym.
shithole.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But it's like, and yeah, people, and I think, you know, I guess in the new age of and what we know now, maybe he could have avoided certain aspects
Oh,
of
for
that.
sure.
But
For sure.
he was only doing the best he can with what he had at that point
Yeah.
in time, and
Yeah.
and like he won what 8 Olympias?
8, yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, everyone else's opinion, shut up.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's
yeah,
the
he
GOAT
is.
of bodybuilding.
Like
But we see it across all sports. Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, like, and I hear it a lot in basketball. It's like, oh, you know, this guy, if he was back in the 90s, he would have averaged fucking 50 points a game. He's so much better. I'm like, yeah, I get that,
but he's not in the 90s.
he's not in the 90s. And the thing is, if he grew up in the 90s, he wouldn't have access to the things that we do now
That made
to
him-
potentially make
yeah.
his body the way it is.
Yeah.
So you can, you know, chop and change and stuff. But yeah, Ronnie was the GOAT.
Fucking
Is the GOAT.
Is the fucking goat.
Yeah. I can see maybe Phil Heath like eclipsing the amount of titles, but he'll never be the GOAT,
Would you reckon he'll win it this year?
probably. If he rocks up half decent, because he is that good.
Who won last year? Was it Sean Roden?
Sean Roden won it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't. Brandon Curry won it last year.
And Sean Roden was the year before.
Sean Roden won it the year before.
That's right.
Last year was weird because not many people did it.
Right.
It kind of died out for a year.
Yeah.
No one was really interested. So Brandon Curry was like, he's good. But, you know, you throw Kai Green back in, you throw Phil Heath back in, you throw Roden back in, he's probably coming 3rd or 4th.
Flexitron is got a fucking rig on him too.
Real nice physique. Yeah, there was a lot of uproar between, you know, people
he
who
beat
thought
Phil, didn't
he
he?
beat Phil. I don't know if it was the right decision. I think it was close. I would have given the edge to Phil, but the thing is, like, Sean came in like the best he has ever come in. Phil came in at his worst, and it was still close. Like, Phil at his best is pretty much unbeatable.
Phil is the.
He doesn't lack anything, but
It's just so his muscle bellies are so full.
yeah,
just
so
perfectly
round,
shaped.
perfect symmetry. Like, he always rocks up in condition, but just that year he couldn't get his gut under control. Like, obviously, you know, I don't know, like, I'm not a drug expert, so I don't know, like, you know, why he couldn't get the gut under control. Obviously, maybe he took too many drugs.
It can happen.
But, yeah, that's what people tend to think. But I think that was the biggest reason why Sean won. Phil just didn't look as good as he usually does.
Fucking hell,
Yeah, but if he comes in on, then it's unbeatable.
he's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a genetic freak.
Yeah.
Plus steroids.
Yeah.
Plus some hard work, and
Yeah.
you've got a fucking gift.
Yeah, like you can, I mean, the average person can take as many steroids as they want and work as hard as they want, but if you don't have like a perfect genetic structure.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my
There you
fucking
go.
Phil Heath physique to come in.
I think it's
Yeah.
next training run, bro.
Sorry?
Next training run.
Next training run. That's right. More gear. More is more.
So like, but you see it in all sports. Like, you know, like I could have pursued basketball and I could have worked as hard as I could have. I could have done all the right things, but I'm 5'9". Like a point guard, which is the position I play. Like the shortest dude in the NBA is like 5'11", 6 foot.
Shit.
Like, and that's tiny. Like you go and watch these dudes in person, and they look like an ant on the court. Like the average
It's
height
such
is
a
probably like
different
6'5",
thing to, like,
6'6".
bodybuilding though, because Sean Roden looks huge on stage.
Yeah.
He looks like giant. He looks tall.
But he's short. Like,
I
that's
fucking
5'8".
yeah. Yeah,
5'8",
I met
5'9".
him at Arnold's 2016.
Yeah.
And he like comes up to my shoulder,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're short."
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a selfie with him too. Just
Did ya?
Yeah.
Out angle him?
Nah, he fucking had me every day of the
Every
week.
angle.
Yeah.
It was literally just like I was going from one booth. It was 2016 Arnold's, and I was at Pro Raw, and I was like just walking through the thing, and he'd like gone across from one booth to say hello to like
Oh, sneaky.
yeah, just to say hello to one of the other IFBB pros, and I was just like,
And you got him.
yeah, I was like,
Right place, right time.
literally, I was like, oh, Flexitron, selfie, and he's just like, oh yeah, man, like he's such a nice dude,
Yeah.
but it was like my claim to fame.
Yeah, nice.
It's all
Nice.
I've ever done with my life.
Yeah, I've never had any like pictures or anything with any famous bodybuilders.
I remember one of my old clients, Trent McFadden, was stuck in an elevator with Kai Green.
That would have been pretty cool.
He said it was a bit weird because Kai Green was out here for one of the, I think it was the Arnold Classic, and he was like fucking, you know,
It would have been a bit manic.
exactly,
Yeah.
and he just was like, just said something random. But yeah, in the elevator, and Fadsy was just like, what do I say?
Yeah.
Any bodybuilder. That would have been like one of his idols.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, 100%. And like Fadsy was there to compete as well.
Oh, fuck.
So it was fucking.
Hi, Kai.
I've met Kai. I went down and met him at Nutrition Warehouse back when he came out.
Yeah.
He's not that tall either, is he?
No, they're all not.
They're all real short.
Like-
but that's why they look so big, is because their joints are smaller than the average person.
Yeah, and they're as wide as they are tall.
Yeah. Ronnie was like somewhat tall. I think he was 5'11", or like
Yeah.
a touch under 6 foot.
Dennis Wolf was over 6.
Dennis Wolf, I think, is 6'1", 6'2". Like, he's tall.
So
but
he's
that's,
like our height.
That's why he wasn't an incredible bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He was really good, but he never really, like,
Never saw the potential.
was never in the conversation for winning an Olympia. Yeah.
All right.
Well, sir, you have 10 questions.
These
All
are
right.
the 10 most important ones you'll ever experience.
I thought the 21 words was.
Yeah, we lie.
Okay, no, that's
Well, we
fair
don't
enough.
lie. It was just the biggest question at that point.
We're
Well,
men.
it was.
That's what we do.
Now we have.
All men are pigs.
You, sir, have 30 seconds to tell the world anything you want about anything you want. Ready, set, go.
Okay, 30 seconds. People on social media, what you see isn't always real. A lot of it is highlights, so don't ever feel pressured into thinking you have to do this or you have to do that or you have to buy a house or you have to buy this car or that. It's a highlight reel.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
You can leave it
Just-
there because that was
just-
pretty good.
Just live your own life. Like, don't live based on someone else's.
Highlight reel. That was sick. That was a good one.
Yeah,
What is the strangest?
You can use that if you want.
I'm playing to.
What is the strangest thing you have or do or think about?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, we do.
Dear God. There's so many.
Yeah.
I often used to wish that Pokemon were real.
Oh no, that's. I feel like that's normal.
But yeah, I didn't want to go too into detail. The strangest thing I did was probably, G-rated, is I used to run around pretending to be a Pokemon. And my
nice.
brother would try and catch me.
That's
Where'd you
dope.
guys do that
Because
last
he
week?
couldn't. Like,
Yeah, you're uncatchable.
you don't have a Master Ball, you can't catch me.
What's the most important quality in a human?
Most important quality in a human. I only get to pick one.
Yeah, one's enough.
A good heart.
Lovely. What made-up word would you like to see enter the English language?
Made up word. I don't know if it's a word. Like, I've said it a few times. Rip snorter.
Rip snorter.
Yeah, like when
That's
something's
old school.
really good, that's a fucking rip snorter.
That's
Rip.
old school.
Rip snorter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't rip snorted?
Never before have I rip snorted.
Like if you
That's a
did
rip
like a
snorter.
300 kilo deadlift, I was like, that was a fucking rip snorter of a lift, mate. Like,
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I can get around that.
yeah,
Rip sn- that's old
again,
school.
you can use that too for free.
What's your first memory, sir?
First memory. Like as a human.
Or a Pokemon?
As a human, I probably my most vivid memory as a kid was I had this fucking green tractor that had like the pedals,
Yeah, nice.
but I didn't use them.
Didn't
I'd
need
just
to.
be out there, fucking no clothes on, no shoes, and I'd just be like,
Fred Flintstoning
yeah,
that motherfucker.
and I'd just be running with it, and I'd like refuse to stop using that thing till I was like 10.
Nice.
That's a
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
How do you feel about wombats?
Wombats, they're pretty big, hey, like bigger than what people would
They're
think.
bigger than what you think.
Yeah, really big. I mean, I'm okay with
Well,
them.
most people say it about me.
What's something you learned last week?
Something I learned last week. Jeez. Oh, something I learned last week is I need glasses. I have to get glasses now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I learned that my left eye doesn't see as well as my right eye.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even know. Tested the right one. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Then the left, I was like, shit, I never even fucking realized, but I can like not see as well out of this one.
What is
That's
your
something I learned.
perfect Saturday arvo/night?
Saturday arvo/night. I usually work on Saturday morning. I don't like to usually work after lunchtime. I like to have my spare time because I'm a pretty busy person. Afternoon, like maybe like Uber Eats for lunch, play a bit of PS4, maybe watch a basketball game because their games, they happen in America at night, but it's usually like early afternoon or late morning. Watch that. Maybe go to grill with my girlfriend, get a burger, come home, have some Ben & Jerry's, watch a movie,
Fuck, done.
have an early night, get 8 hours of sleep.
Now, this is Brando's favourite question. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Got a story?
No.
Because it freaks him out.
No, you don't.
Nah, I don't have a story, but I believe the whole like
No, you don't.
paranormal thing is real.
No, you don't. You don't need to.
Do you?
Fucking oath,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
No, we
This
don't need to go
gym's
into it.
This gym's haunted, bro.
This one is?
We don't need to go
Have you
into
got a
that.
story?
Fuck being in here at night time, bro, by myself.
So,
It's fucked.
Joey.
And what's
Oh, there's another one.
what's your last words before you die?
My last words before I die. Oh, jeez. Play something good at my funeral.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Play
Fucking
play
Rip
something good.
Snorter.
I want it. Yeah. Play a Rip Snorter of a song at my funeral. I don't want to be like dropped into the ground to something shit.
Go down big.
Yeah. Yeah. Like horses or something.
Yes!
Oh, God.
Glorious! That's fucking music.
Yeah, it is. They don't do it like that anymore.
No.
No.
Wow. Well, Joey, thank you. Now,
Thanks for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. We will end this before we start with the ghost stories.
Yeah, I can tell you're pretty eager to wrap this up.
I'll give you two.
Now, for where can people find you, reach out, all that jazz?
You can find me on Facebook. Just search Joey Cantlin. Find me on Instagram at joeycantlinpt. Or you can just email me, joeycantlinpt@gmail.com if you have any coaching inquiries or anything like that.
Yeah, easy. We'll definitely chuck it up in the show notes.
Yeah. I don't have a website, so never have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much for your time today.
No
really
worries.
appreciate
Thanks
you
for having
spending
me.
your Saturday Arvo here.
Yeah. I should have said this was my perfect Saturday.
Nah, look, it's okay. We know it's not.
Second.
If it wasn't as hot, it would be.
Yeah, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll get you a foot long. And
Thank
then
you.
it will be.
That will be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Can
thank
we
you
get Subway as well?
Oh!
Had to.
It was amazing. Thanks, brother.
No worries. Thank you.